Alright guys, Quantum's back here again with another Dark Souls 3 video, and this time we're going to be taking a look at the Old Wolf Curved Sword. Now, this weapon is in the Curved Sword category. I haven't really covered these kind of weapons all too much, the Curved Greatswords that is. There are better versions of this weapon, like the Exile Curved Greatsword and the Carthus Curved Greatsword. The Wolf Curved Greatsword kind of suffers in terms of damage. It doesn't really dish out as much as those other swords. The moveset is kind of normal. You can't buff this weapon, so why do you really want to use it? And it's also kind of hard to obtain. I think you need to reach like rank 2 or something in the Farron's Covenant by doing the invasions or by farming the sword grasses in order to get this weapon. Well, while I do agree that this weapon, yes, is not really all that good, it does have a very unique weapon art, as you see me utilizing it here, which is the L2R2, which allows you to kind of cut through enemies and then jump back away, sort of to safety, if you will, which makes it kind of safe to whip out this weapon art at range, kind of anticipating opponents' attacks. As long as they're in front of you, they're not trying to rush you down, because the jump back, as you saw with that previous clip, actually can make you pretty safe, and you can actually roll away from most attacks. Now, I did get caught at the very tip of an Ultra Greatsword there. If I would have kept rolling though, I would have been safe. Now, with this weapon, we are using our quality build at 40 strength, 40 dexterity, and it's doing about, I think, 460, something like that, damage. So it's not the most, but again, the weapon art makes it really unique. What's also nice about it is, as you can see there, the weapon art does have some hyper armor, so it's going to be able to cut through most attacks, especially from smaller weapons, and deal some really hefty damage to opponents, the combo damage, right? You can also combo the R1 into the weapon art, I believe, and also, again, deal some really heavy damage. And, I mean, you don't want to get too spam happy with the weapon art. It's not like the Farron Greatsword where you can just kind of throw it out there and anticipate enemies running into it or chase enemies down with it. You have to kind of be a little bit more conservative with it, but it's something that you can definitely whip out a lot more than usual in terms of weapon arts. I tend to be quite liberal with this weapon art compared to other weapons I've used. If you guys have ever watched in my other PvP videos, I pretty much use this weapon art like 2 or 3 times per match, whereas in some of my other weapon reviews, I don't even use weapon arts at all. So that should be a testament to how good this weapon art can be, for sure. And I'm always a fan of things that are safe, and by that I mean, you know, you can whip it out without worrying that you're going to be punished. You'll be at a relatively safe distance, and this weapon does satisfy that kind of criteria for me. Now, being a curved sword, in general, I've never really been a fan of curved swords, and again, this is just personal opinion. I mean, I know everyone's going to have their own personal take on this. I know that the Carthus Curved Sword is really good. It's really fast. It deals a lot of damage. But in my opinion, it's not really the best weapon because the moveset is kind of limited because of the range that curved swords generally have. It's usually a little bit less than other weapons, which in my opinion makes it suffer. You can space out curved weapons pretty easily, and their short hitboxes, or so it seems, makes them kind of limited. Don't get me wrong though, if you're a player that can utilize a curved sword well enough, you can definitely deal some heavy damage. And of course, the ultra versions of the curved swords, like the curved Ultra Greatsword, like the Wolf Knight curved sword, is unparryable when you two-hand it, just like Great Hammers and Ultra Greatswords, which also is a huge asset in this game. So with that said, you know, if you haven't tried this weapon, if you do have access to it, I know, like I said at the beginning, it's kind of hard to obtain, but give it a try. Utilize the weapon art if you're kind of fishing or kind of itching for a weapon that you can kind of really utilize a lot of weapon arts with. Like, as you can see there, the general Wolf Knight Greatsword weapon art isn't really that good. You do that overhead downward slash attack. It's really unsafe, really easy to punish. But give this weapon a try if you have it. Try it out in PvP. You can be a little bit more liberal with the weapon art. Try it out and see how you do. You'll be surprised at how many times you'll end up attacking through enemies. Again, this is where the whole theme comes back to the trade mechanic that I've mentioned many times that was very prevalent in Dark Souls 2. You can really go in and kind of trade hits with your opponent, and your weapon will come out with hyper armor and you'll be able to complete your combo. And if the enemy is using a smaller weapon, you'll stagger them out of their hits. But if they're using something like an ultra great sword, you can expect that you guys will be trading back and forth since those things also have hyper armor. So that's pretty much kind of the only thing I wanted to mention with this sword. If you want me to do kind of a more in-depth weapon breakdown looking at the moveset and stuff, let me know. I'm taking some feedback from a couple comments who want me to actually talk over my PvP. So I'm just kind of trying to break down a few of these matches and give my general outlook on the weapon. But if you actually want me to sit down and do a weapon breakdown like I've done previously, let me know. I will be happy to do that. So I'm just going to let the rest of the video play out, guys. Enjoy the PvP matches. I'm going to put on some tunes. And let me know what you think. Drop a like if you enjoyed the video. If you found it helpful, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. And check out the channel for more Dark Souls content. Thank you for watching, guys. Quantum is out.